As a follow-up to the video on how changing our relationship to thoughts, I'd just like to share a little bit on my story and my practice in this regard. I discovered some powerful tools that really transformed my perspective and brought me greater peace and freedom in my life. It all started in a shift in how I viewed the thoughts that this mind produces. I started to see them as just fleeting mental events rather than a reflection of who I am. And this change in perspective was crucial. It opened up a whole new way of relating to everything in my life, my emotions and situations, memories. And one practice that was particularly helpful for me was thought labeling. When faced with a powerful or challenging situation or emotion, I would first examine the underlying believed thought that was fueling it. For example, I might notice that I'm holding on to a belief that I'm not good enough, or that someone else should not have done something that they did. And by identifying the thought, I could bring awareness to it and loosen my attachment to it. Next, I would pay attention to where the emotion was manifesting in the body. And this step is crucial because it helped me recognize that emotions are not just thoughts, but they're also physical sensations. I would allow myself to fully experience the sensation in my body without judgment or resistance. Now, this process required some courage, patience, practice. It was actually uncomfortable to confront pain and difficulties head on in this way. But during this practice, I would continually ask myself, is the belief thought true? Is it true? Is the thought that's fueling this situation actually true? And this simple question helped me challenge the validity of the thought and create distance from it. As I continued to inquire, I often found that the believed thought would lose its grip on me and it would dissolve, kind of like a bubble popping. And I realized that the belief was not inherently true, but simply a construct of the mind. And as the belief pattern dissolved, I was able to approach the physical experience of the emotion with a new perspective. I began to see it all as less personal, not something that defined me or was my identity in any way. I could step back and be the witness of the situation from the place of presence and just holding it in the spaciousness of awareness. And this shift in perspective just allowed me to see it as a collection of thoughts and sensations without any inherent reality or solidity. This is the old metaphor, like clouds passing through the sky. So that we're allowing everything in this practice rather than denying or avoiding. And it really required me to connect with the suchness of the moment as it was unfolding. The word that the Buddha uses about being willing to experience our lives and my life as it was without trying to escape or control anything. And in this space of non-identification, my conditioned patterns and unhealed wounds began to unravel, and I really let go of any attachment to a egoic, separate self. I no longer feel controlled by the thoughts. There was a greater sense of freedom then in how to respond to life, responding rather than kind of impulsively reacting. Because I realized I wasn't my thoughts. So I could kind of choose whether I related to that thought at all or whether I would let it go. If it was a practical and useful thought, it would help me navigate my day and my life. But if it was just a thought representing coming from the illusory separate self, it would just be seen as such, would dissolve. This whole process allowed me to awaken to my true essence that exists beyond the incessant stream of thinking. I could simply rest in the boundless truth of my being and rest in pure awareness. So I hope you found that short sharing about my personal practice helpful. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.